everyone, welcome back. It's Dawn again, and as you can see, the background round that I prepped is dry and ready. I'm super nervous, not gonna lie. So what I am attempting is going to be called a nebula bloom. I have never seen or heard anyone do this or call it that to date. And I'm not saying I'm the first one, but I am going to call it right now that this is a nebula bloom. To break it down, this is going to be a no house paint bloom. This is a 22-inch MDF round. And I'm going to do a somewhat clear pillow. Well, I am doing a clear pillow, but I am going to be adding some interest, some sparkle to that pillow, and then I'm going to be doing the bloom and spinning it out. Now, originally, I was looking for something that would add a really interesting background to add into the clear pillow, or pouring medium, whatever you want to call it. And I did not like the results I was getting. So I decided instead to just add it, because that's going to be the closest I can get to what the look I want. So this is tricky. So color placement, amount of color is just as important as the colors that I've chosen. So I'm not sure I'm using them all. I'm probably going to use at least some of all of them. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pigments. So I'm just going to dig in, and I'll kind of explain what I'm doing and why as I go, as much as I can. This creative process can sometimes be very internal. It can be very silent. And I didn't want to do that with this. So I'm going to try to talk through it. If I miss a beat, I will fill it in with a voiceover, because I do want you to know what I'm doing. So I'm using a white and a deep gold cell activator on this. These are all no house paint pillow and bloom colors and pigments. So the first thing I'm going to do is, and now hopefully I've got this the right consistency, and I'll let you know in a minute if that's the case. It's looking pretty good. It needs to be thick, but move freely. And I also need to get enough down and catch these big bloops as I go, to get enough down to spin it fully off, while at the same time not getting so much that it blurs what I'm trying to create. So I'm just being kind of methodical and very intentional through this whole process, because I know where I want my color placement, and how it turns out, how it blows out, well, that's another story. Because I am going to be using a pretty forceful blow on some of these, and I have a wrapped canvas standing up in front of where I'm going to blow, so I'm going to try to keep it in that direction. Spinning is another story. I'm probably going to get paint everywhere, but I will attempt not to do that. Oh my goodness. The first color that I want to get down is going to be this little piggy, Athena. And I do want quite a lot of her. I'm setting them aside after I lay them down. And then I'm going to throw on Liquitex Prism Violet. It's going right on top. And then kind of off to the side a little bit, I want, what do I want? This little piggy tail feather. And then this is phthalo blue and green from Amsterdam mixed together. And then I have a couple of colors that I just want a drizzle of. This little piggy Horizon. And I really, truly do not want this to be like, whoa, look at that she put in there. So, and the other one is King of Pain from this little piggy. This can tend to get, I don't know, distracting if you get too much of it. I do like it. I like the depth that it adds, but I also do not want it to be the star of the show here. So just a drizzle of that as well. And then I'm down to the very, very bottom of this this pot of this little piggy Nightfall. And I want her here and here. I'm just going to use this up really quick. Hopefully I don't add any dry bits or bloops. And then this is Sea Glass from this little piggy. She's kind of the star of the show. And then my Amsterdam Permanent Blue Violet. And Prussian Blue. This one is Grumbacher. I particularly like the shade of blue that this one is. And then this is Amsterdam Pearl Green. And she's just going right there. And how about a little here? Just because this will show up in that clear background if I get it blown out right. Oh, that was a bloop. Yeah. Okay, so cell activator placement. That is the next challenge. So I'm going to do, I have to take my glasses off to do this because I can't see otherwise when I'm blowing. And I also don't want to get paint all over my glasses again. Nervous. I want this to come out right. All right, so I'm just going to do this first, and I'm going to try not to lean directly into the paint. Okay, here we go. Ooh, that's going to be hard. Really hard. Can't get close enough. There we go. Beautiful. And a little white. And I'm going to pull this toward me so that I can actually reach this without hopefully leaning into it. And I have, of course. See the clouds? That's what I want. So, I'm going to do deep gold again. Okay, not too bad of a mess. It did get me, and I don't care about this sweater, so I wanted a little splatter, and I didn't get a lot, so I'm going to try to force a little bit more air into this one and blow it that way. Maybe. Okay, and I need some splatter this way. Just like that. I don't mind the mess. It's cool. Oops, that didn't work out. Let's try that with my mouth. There we go. Okay, so I know it looks like a gargantuan mess, but trust the process. Find my glasses and pop some bubbles. Oh, and I forgot to bring a new skewer up, so find something here. This does introduce a lot of bubbles. Oh my gosh, you know what I forgot to do? Oh my gosh, I forgot to do my background effect. Oh man. Yeah, I'm super bummed. I screwed it up. So, yeah, I'm really irritated right at this moment. Oh, I was supposed to do my stars, and I didn't, so now I have to try to fake it. I didn't want them on top of the bloom colors. But guess what? This is the first real take on this. So I'm not going to worry about it. Not going to stress. So this is a rose gold mylar glitter. It's very lightweight. Not super fine. And then I have just a regular gold one that I'm going right behind it with. And I'm just going to hope for the best. Stuff gets clogged up super easy. Okay, I'm going to call that good and move this back. Then give it a spin. Get it started. It's going to take a lot of spinning because the spinner doesn't, it doesn't go very fast. So it doesn't have a lot of centrifugal force behind it. Oh, I'm so distracted by my screw up on my pillow. It's just paint. It's definitely not the end of the world. Okay, so to get it even, I need to move it off center just a bit. I don't know how my spinner is going to behave when it's offset. Not too bad, not any different than usual. Good, I have coverage. Need another torch. Now I do want some of the bubbles to pop after the paint is stretched a little, and then before it stretches some more, because I want the holes through the colors, if that makes sense. Just getting this down over the edge. Looks like it went over pretty good. I don't have any complaints on that regard. Just want to make sure that my edges are entirely wet. And bring this back, sort of where it goes. And give it another spin. Now the reason that I went with the no house paint bloom recipe for this was for the transparency of the bloom and for the ability to let this dry uncovered and having it not crack. So that was my main objective and why I went no house paint for this one. I can also, once I get the design where I want it, I can leave this a little thick and not worry about that causing cracking, because it just doesn't happen very often unless, of course, you leave a ton of paint on. And you would never do that. So I'm hoping that my glittery star background does continue to play a role in this. Oh my gosh, I just can't even tell you how disappointed I am that I did that. And I'm just going to add some more because this is stretched out and I don't want to see like a ton of bare spots. Because I deliberately didn't super blend my my background colors so that the pillow would mute it a little bit. And I could have added a little bit of translucency, or rather opacity, but not really opaque, to the pillow, but I just didn't want to mess with it because I knew what I wanted. Okay, so I think that looks pretty good, and you're gonna love the flyover close-up of this because this is truly a pretty bloom. Even though it's not like the blooms that you would normally say, oh, that's a perfect bloom. The Nebula bloom has less defined cell areas. The cells are more for sporadic effect. And then it's the transparency of the colors that really show things off. I'm going to check this out. Make sure there's no bloops left behind. I don't want them to dry into the paint. And then I'm going to move this off to the side and we'll do a flyover so you can see how pretty she is. Okay, so this was a little hard to get all in the frame. So I had to zoom in a little bit. Now I'm going to zoom back to normal and bring you in for a flyover. Hopefully, I've got my flash on. I'm hoping to pick up some of this incredible sparkle. This is the glitter. There's some really, really cool areas here. I mean, the whole thing is very cool. Now, this right here is what I mean by letting the bubbles sit and then popping and letting them stretch out, because this area right here and this one and all of these little ones, you'll see the background through. So I think that'll be really nice. And then this area, I love this. This is so soft and so pretty. And I'm curious to see what's going to happen as it dries over that really dark gradient background. Love that purple. And then we get into some of the blues and teals and greens. And then, of course, these edges are amazing. They're really pretty. And it did flow over perfectly. So we will see how she dries. And I will bring you back and we'll check it out. Holy cats, guys. This was a shocker. I'm just flabbergasted. This is, wow, this is exactly what I had in my mind that I wanted this to come out like. I mean, this is crazy beautiful. I don't even know what else to say. It's just absolutely stunning. Yeah. So I love it when things come out the way I want them to. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you being here. I hope you had fun. I hope you learned something. And I hope you try the Nebula balloon too. I will be back in maybe a week. Talk to you later. Bye.